Alana, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much
Good.
for coming on the podcast. I'm excited to talk about dance with you and hear more about your life story.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of
I'm really
course.
excited. It's nice to
So
finally actually talk to you.
I
I
know
mean,
it's crazy. We've been following each other for what, 2.5 years now on TikTok,
yeah,
and we still
just and
haven't.
talked over social media, but never actually on
Yeah,
this.
and we've
So,
still haven't danced shivers together, unfortunately.
I know. I missed out when y'all came to visit. I had no idea you were even here.
I know. Well, Emily decided to go up there, not last minute, but yeah, that's what she wanted to do for her birthday last year, and we want to come back. We love Nashville, but as you know, we're getting married soon, so it's been
I know.
a heck of a time planning
Congratulations.
this wedding. It's a lot goes into it, as you know.
Oh yeah, I definitely know.
But for everybody who doesn't know you, why don't you give a little bit of a backstory of how you got into dancing and then line dancing specifically, and then where you line dance at.
Okay. Yeah, so I moved to Nashville in January of 2022. Never line danced ever in my life.
Yeah.
Huge fan of country music. I mean, I just moving to Nashville was a no-brainer for me. Um, but I was a cheerleader for 13 years. So dance has always been a part of my life. But just never line dancing. So, you move to Nashville, it's country, it's cowgirl boots and all that stuff everywhere. But I had heard someone mention a line dancing bar called Nashville Palace. So I'd always wanted to go try it out. I just never found the time because I was a mom and a wife and getting out was hard. But my mom came to visit and my mom loves country music. And so I was like, Mom, let's do something different and let's go try out this country bar that I heard about. So we went and I just watching people doing the line dances and then the Palace Angels dancing on stage. First off, I saw the Palace Angels dancing on stage and I was like, Mom, I want to do that.
Yeah, they do look cool up there.
Yeah, and then at one point in the night, the girls were off stage and my mom went up to Lisa and
Love Lisa.
just what?
I love Lisa.
That she is just so great.
Yep.
She's become one of my really, really close friends. But my mom went up to her and she was like, she's like, my daughter's a dancer. You guys look so good up there. Like, how do you get into that? Just struck up conversation. And then she brought Lisa over and introduced her to me. And Lisa and I just had this soul connection. Like our personalities and our souls and just who we are as people just connected. And so we hung out basically every day that next week. And I just kept talking to her about line dancing. And I went the next weekend and just from there, I just fell in love with it. I found a passion for it. So I started, jumping in. Shivers was the first line dance I ever learned. And I learned that just by jumping in.
Yeah.
And then that's when I had a friend randomly videotaped me doing it. And at that point, I had a TikTok, but it was just to watch TikTok. And I think I had 100 followers. And so I posted the video just for fun. And overnight, it got 2 million views. And I was
Wow.
so shocked. And I had gotten thousands of followers overnight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say overnight, but within 24 hours.
Mhm.
It was crazy how quickly. And so I was like, yeah, well, maybe I could go with this. So I just kept posting videos of me doing shivers every weekend. And as you know, it's you post shivers in shivers over and over again, but people ate it up. And
They love it.
so, yeah, so I posted two other shivers videos that both got over 2 million views and just kept skyrocketing my following. And from there, I was I love line dancing and it's such a passion for me. Dancing in general, it's my natural high.
Mhm.
I don't really drink hardly ever, and especially when I go dancing, but it's just such a natural high for me. And I was a cheerleader, so I'm a performer. I love to make people smile by watching me perform. And I felt like that was kind of the feedback I was getting from people who would comment on my videos. They're like, oh, you're so infectious. Like, I love to see you dance. And so I kept posting different line dances, and it took off and it grew. And I, yeah, I mean, that's really how it started. I feel like I just got lucky. I had no intention of becoming an influencer
Yeah.
and getting to this point where now, like, I have gotten so many crazy opportunities dancing in music videos, working for various artists, having companies reaching out to me wanting to send me cowgirl boots and cowgirl hats and like Western clothing to wear in my videos. Like, I just never ever imagined that this is where my life would be at 35 years old. Um,
Didn't know you were 35.
well, yeah, I actually just turned 35 in September.
Good for you. You don't look 35 at all. I thought you were like
Thank you.
28.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
So when you start getting all these followers and comments, are you getting any like rude comments also along with the positive ones? I mean, because a lot of times with people, it can really affect them. Either both ways. Even the positive stuff can kind of be overwhelming, or maybe the negative stuff can affect them. Did you feel like all the attention was affecting you in any sort of way?
Honestly, no. I really can only think of like a handful of times like that where I've gotten anything negative, but it wasn't like anything super negative. But I'm just the kind of person that just lets things roll off my back, especially from strangers.
Hmm.
Like, you don't know me. You don't know my life. You
Yeah.
only see like 30 seconds to a minute of my life, and it's literally a dance. So, if you're going to comment and like comment on my looks or something, like, just get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
keep on scrolling. You don't like my video, keep on scrolling. But no, I don't let those things affect me in any way. I mean, even
Good.
the positive comments, like, yeah, it's really nice that people, take the time to stop and like leave a positive comment on your video because they don't have to. You can just watch it and scroll. Um, but it's not like I don't even find my self worth in that. Like, my worth comes from like my real life. It comes from me, my kids, my close friends, my dance community. Like, that's where I find value
Hmm.
and happiness. It's not social media at
Yep.
all.
Okay. Um, so you also start, like you said, you start getting brand deals. And I know in conversations we've had, you've worked with companies that they're willing to pay you to promote stuff. Um, it also becomes a business. So how do you view social media? Do you view it as a business platform or a business or just a platform that you just post fun things, these other things just come along with it, or both?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's kind of both. I mean, it really started out as just a fun platform to post videos and
Mhm.
connect with people. But as time has gone on, and it's grown, and I've grown, and I've sorry, I'm like losing my voice.
You're fine.
I've had people, more people reaching out to me and more opportunities. Like, I'm appreciative of it.
Hmm.
I don't expect it, but the fact that like a company or an artist manager or whatever sees something in me through my videos, and they see the value of, and they reach out to me,
Hmm.
just little old Alana, like, that posts videos online, like, I take it seriously,
Yeah.
like, I don't want to let them down. If they're, especially, if they're paying me to provide a service or to, dance or whatever, like, I take it as serious as I would take any job.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you told me you're also teaching now. So where are you teaching? How did you get into teaching? And what would be some beginner dancers? Let's just say somebody messages you or comes up to you, after seeing this, or they see you online and they say, "Hey, Alana, how do I get into line dancing?"
Yeah, so I I wouldn't really say I'm like fully teaching. I have had people reach out to me through Messenger, asking if I would teach line dances.
Mhm.
So it's kind of just like sporadically if
Mhm.
people reach out to me or like through word of mouth. Um, I'll meet, I'll make a plan with someone and teach them, or, a group. Um, but as far as just getting into line dancing in general, like just go do it. Go to the bar, watch people dance, jump in where you can and try to learn, and go home, watch YouTube videos, practice, go back, like just like keep doing it. Don't give up, and just, you're not going to be a perfect line dancer overnight, but it's not even about that. It's about having fun
Yep.
and um finding joy in the dancing, and not but also the dance community that you build. So just keep going back, because every time you go back, you're gonna see the regular dancers and you'll connect with them, and um, you just get better over time. I mean, when I look back at the first 3 videos I told you I posted, me doing shivers,
Yeah.
I kind of laughed because I was like, I mean, I was definitely a new line dancer. Like I can tell. And so like the growth that I've had in my line dancing, and like the flair that I add, and just the energy I bring to my dancing has really evolved over the last 2, like almost 3 years, a little over 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I just say like keep going and keep practicing, and dance in your living room, dance in front of your mirror, watch yourself, video yourself, like, and don't be afraid to ask people too. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
I feel like that is the number one thing that has been lost since social media has popped off, is people not talking to people.
mm-hmm,
And I feel like it's starting to come back now, at least just the experiences I've had at my bar. Because when I first started going 6 years ago, that's the only way to learn was to go up to somebody and just talk
mm-hmm,
to them and be like, "Hey, I'm trying to learn this dance. Is there a YouTube tutorial I can find? Or, do you mind showing it to me?" But now, because of social media, everybody was just finding stuff online and not making as many
mm-hmm.
friends, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is easy to just find videos online, but like going and actually connecting with people and having them, like, reaching out and just like, hey, like, will you show me this? Like, definitely is how you build relationships and
Yeah.
connections. Um,
Well, I think it's key to grow as a person too, because it's not just about growing in line dancing. You also never know what job opportunity somebody might be able to give you, a tip, something that might help you in any sort of business you're in. And also you will just find fun friends just to hang out with, to go to a football game with, or things of that nature.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I moved here January 2022. April 2022 was when I first ever went to Nashville Palace. And so like I moved here knowing no one.
Yeah.
I don't have family here. I didn't have friends here when I first moved here. Um, and so going into Nashville Palace, like, really is how I started connecting with people. Like I said, Lisa, and then through Lisa, I, met other people, and she connected me, with like in the music video industry. And then from there, it's a domino
Yeah,
effect.
absolutely.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's just really about putting yourself out there. And for me, like, I am very much a people person. Like, I love community. I love just being around positive people.
Yeah.
And it was really important for me to find that and build that, moving to a new city where I didn't know anyone. And I just have met some of the most genuine, wonderful humans since moving here and starting to dance.
Yeah.
So, um, and even through social media, like you, for instance,
Yep.
and just meeting people in the dance community that are like all over the US who, come to Nashville to dance, um, or, even just talking over social media, like you kind of feel like you get to know someone so well that when you do finally meet in person, it's like you've just known them your whole life.
Yeah, and you feel a lot more culture too, because a lot of people they may be from a different state, but maybe they moved here from a different country,
Hmm.
and you just get to learn so much about different parts of the world,
Hmm.
and I just feel like you just feel a lot smarter after talking to all these different
Yeah.
people.
Well, and I also just love how, like, everyone dances differently and everyone adds
True.
different flair when they dance.
Yeah.
Everyone has their different style. And so I love to watch other people. And I feel like honestly, like some of that is how I kind of like did my own evolving just by like watching people and how they add flair and how they kind of change up the dances. Like you don't have to do it step for step and like to the book. Like you can kind of add your own
Yeah.
um,
Well, especially
personality into it.
whenever you go out every single weekend, sometimes it's fun just to add a different variation to a dance.
Right.
You just go out there and
Yeah.
do the same thing every single weekend.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you're doing the same thing every weekend, same dances, but
Yes. Well, that's
uh,
why I like swing dancing because even if they play the same music at the bar, you can do different moves to the
mhm.
song and different, patterns and everything.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing is when I first started line dancing, never, I've never done country swing dance, and I was like, honestly, I kind of stayed away from it for a while because I was so intimidated
Yeah.
watching all these people who like really knew what they were doing. And every once in a while, I'd kind of like, I would let someone, but I'd be like, just so you know, like I am very much a beginner and like I don't know, like I probably am gonna mess everything up.
Yeah.
And like in the beginning, yeah, I mean, when you're a follow, like, you're supposed to just kind of like be loose and just kind of feel the motions and the what's the word?
Connection.
Yeah, but no, like how like what move is coming. What am I
Well, the way it's been taught to me is connection. You're going to feel the connection with
Yeah,
your
I
partner
mean,
and
yeah. So you just feel,
where they're
but for
leading you.
me, when I first started, like I'm kind of a control freak, and I like couldn't relax
Yeah.
when dancing, and so like I couldn't just like feel what my partner was like trying to um make me like what kind of moves they were trying to make me do. So then I would really get caught up, and I just like couldn't get out of my head. I was really thinking about like what move is coming next instead of just like letting it flow and letting it happen. Um, And so honestly, like I stayed away from it for a really long time. And I would say that I did not start doing swing dancing until it was the last NDF. Yeah, the one that was obviously not the one that we just had, but the one before that. And I can't remember when that was. But I went to the bar that weekend, and with NDF, there's just so many great dancers from all over that come. And so I was getting asked like left and right from people I'd never seen before if I wanted to dance. And I would just say the same thing. Well, I'm a newbie, like I don't really know how to dance, but like something came over me that weekend and I was just able to like get out of my head and relax and like allow myself to like just let it be and do it and have fun. And a lot of those dancers too were so willing to take their time with you instead of getting annoyed that you don't know what you're doing. They take their time. Like if I messed up a move, I'm like, I want to learn that. Will you show me that again? And they'd walk me through it, and then I had like had it down. So that's like
I
I just love the dance community. I feel like everyone's just so willing to just help each other and
Yeah.
um
Well, that's what I try and tell people because everybody who's a beginner all says the same thing that you did. Oh, I'm a beginner. I'm nervous. I don't. I, I would probably say well over 95% of the people that I've met across the entire country are all so unbelievably patient and kind, and they will literally go out there and do the most basic, easy moves with you, even if they might be a professional dancer or been dancing for a long time.
mhm.
it, as long as you just want to get out there, then of course we're going to respect you and love that you're getting out there and getting started. And we all were beginners once. We all were terrible first time we started. We all know what it's like to go out there for the first time. So
Mhm.
you had this humongous respect for anybody who's willing just to get out there and try.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's really like that NDF weekend. That was when a new me was born. And I was like, okay, I've mastered line dancing. I love it. I'm always going to be a line dancer, but like now I really want to put myself out there and try something new that's a little intimidating.
Yeah.
And so I would just say yes to anyone that would ask me to dance. And, and then within the dance community, you're the people that you see at your bar every weekend and that you kind of socialize with. And I would just like ask them, like, I really want to learn. Will you take me out there and will you kind of walk me through some of the moves? And it took off. So now, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like an advanced dancer by any means. I would not go enter any dance competition or but I just love it. It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
Yeah. I think it's a good way to get out and just kind of get your mind off of the work week or whatever is going on. Just go out there and just have fun with your friends.
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely a great release, especially because, I'm a single mom and I have my kids every other week. So, it's like a long week of momming. Like I work a full-time job Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and I work downtown, but I live like 35 minutes. So it's like I'm driving a lot. I work all day. I pick up my kids, I go home, I do the mom thing, I get them to bed, I get them up for it's just, it's a lot. Like my days like go by so quick. And being a mom it's tough. I mean, it's like one of the toughest jobs out there, and you don't get paid for it. Um, Definitely worth it. Not complaining. Love my children, and I would not trade being a mom for anything. But at the end of the week, when they go to their dads, like I do look forward to having that time to go and just like recharge my soul,
Yeah.
so that when I get them back, I'm I'm rejuvenated. Like I'm ready to just jump back in and be a good mom and have fun with them.
That's key to balancing. So when you go out, what kind of hours are you going out? Are you somebody who likes to get there early and stay late, or do you go a little later and stay till close, or somewhere in the middle?
I'm like in the middle. I
Okay.
usually get there probably like an hour after um the night starts, and then I say like I'll usually get there like by 9 and I'm gone by like midnight.
The Palace was the most interesting bar I'd ever been to because of all the bachelor parties and them doing the lessons earlier in the night. That place was so unbelievably packed at like
Mm-hmm.
8 o'clock. And you're sitting here, and I walk in the bar for the first time, and I'm thinking, if it's already this packed at 8 o'clock, what's it going to look like by 11? Because every other bar I've gone to, people don't show up till 11 o'clock at night.
Oh
And
wow.
then by like 11:30, all of the people who are just there to check out the palace and see what line dancing is there, they all kind of taper out as the night goes on. And then the more of the hardcore dancers were, kind of there a little bit too later. So it kind of like weeds itself out a little bit as the night goes on, which was the complete opposite of every bar I've ever been to.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a different life because like like you said, yeah, we get the bachelorette parties. So,
People
I feel
told
like
me about those, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm sure there's. I mean, no, when you walk down Broadway, you go, oh, bachelorette party,
oh
bachelorette
yeah.
party. Then
Yeah.
you see a bus coming by with a bachelorette party on
The
it.
woo girls, that's what they call them, the woo, because they're like driving by.
And they're on the little bikes on the back of the thing, like it's supposedly pushing the bus or something. I don't know. And then they're
Yeah,
drinking.
it's
They're
like it's called a pedal bar. And so yeah, it's like a little trolley and you pedal and um yeah, downtown is a different world. Like I stay away. I'm not about that life. I've done it, got it out of my system, and then it's now like I feel like most people that actually live here like stay away
yeah,
because
yeah, I heard
it's
that
a
from everybody.
lot and
Yeah,
there's just lines everywhere and just belligerent drunk people and just this is not my vibe. And like I said, I don't drink. So
yeah,
I'd rather just go to my safe place, go to my country bar where I know everyone and I go dance and then I go home.
yeah. So you said that you've done a couple of music videos, and you said Lisa got you into those. What
Mhm.
music videos have you been in, and who have you met from doing those music videos?
So the first music video I was ever in, which was the first music video that Lisa got me into, which got me started, was for the Lax. It was their song River Rat.
Mhm.
And it was so much fun. The director um, and he had also choreographed the dance that we did, which was really cool. So yeah, there was four of us girls and like four of my close girls from the dance community.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was so much fun. And then so from that music video, I connected with the director. And he reached out to me a couple months later and asked me to play the lead in a music video that he was filming for a more up and coming artist named Joey Green.
Okay.
And the song was called The Worst. And I got to play the part, basically, a girl who she's a social media influencer. She's very self-absorbed.
Oh,
And
that must have been a
she's
hard
like,
play for you.
well, okay, but I am not self-absorbed in any way. Like,
I
okay, yeah,
know.
I know
I know.
I can play the part of an influencer because I know how to do that, but I am like you meet me in person, I just love people and I'm like I am not self-absorbed. I'm not like consumed by myself in any way.
I don't think you are. I'm
But
just messing with you.
I know. Um, so yeah, so basically I played like a girl who just ignored her boyfriend when they were together because she was so like into her selfies and her pictures and posting and then basically was the same way with her friends and um it was a really fun role to play. And then from there, like I mean, it's just networking, you know, you do, like I said, it's a domino effect. You do one thing and you meet people. And I'm also in a Facebook group on Facebook called a Facebook group on Facebook called Nashville Castings or Nashville Casting Calls. And people will post in there looking for people to be extras or leads in music videos, and you just submit. So I've gotten things from that.
Yep.
But one of the coolest experiences that I've had was Chase McDaniel's record label, Big Machine,
Hmm.
reached out to me, and they were like, we're filming Chase's music video for Project at the Nashville Palace. We have, you know, we've seen your TikToks, we've seen your dancing, and we would really love to hire you to come dance in his music video and then also to do like behind the scenes footage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool. And that wasn't the first time I had met Chase, actually. I did a flash mob
Mm.
with him and Lisa and like other people from the dance community.
Yeah.
But he is just the nicest, most genuine, humble guy I've ever met.
Yep.
I mean, you know, he's open about his life and where he's come from and just like a guy who has come from nothing
Hmm.
to being where he is now, but he's just so humble about it and
Right.
so appreciative.
Well, that's one of the cool
I
things about
just
talking to Chase is you realize that you never know when your opportunity is going to come, but unless you
mhm,
keep knocking, it's not going to
mhm,
happen for you. And
right.
he kept knocking. Because for those of you who maybe watched this one, haven't seen the other one, I had Chase on the pod, and he's incredibly nice. But he just kept knocking on the door, kept trying and trying and trying, and then you never know when that opportunity is going to come, and you never know when it's going to be, the right song. Because I asked him, and I don't know if you know
Yeah.
this,
That's what it takes.
but with Project, he showed it to all of his friends and family, and none of them liked it. And they put it out there. He said none of them like it. They just put it out there just to see, just to get it out there because they obviously liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said none of them are really high on it, and next thing you know, it just blows up, and you just never know.
Yeah, no, really, you never know. And and on the heels of like, you know, even artists that have to continuously put themselves out there. I mean, I learned that like even for myself, just like I have to put myself out there,
Mhm.
you know, submit for videos, submit for photo shoots, message the brands that I love that I would love to promote for. You know, and you'll get no's and sometimes you won't even get a response.
Yeah.
But you just keep doing it, and then, sometimes you just get the most unexpected
Hmm.
opportunities, which that was definitely an unexpected one, but just it was so much fun. And um that was definitely one of my favorites. But there was one other music video that I did a couple months ago, and I think it's set to come out hopefully towards the end of the month. But I got to play the part of a grieving um, widow to a fallen soldier.
Oh, wow.
And oh my gosh, like even thinking about it is like gonna make me emotional again. But like I, you'll see the video, but every emotion and the crying, like it's real, like 100% raw. Like I was sobbing
Yeah.
doing this music video because it's like, even though I was acting, when you act, you really have to like put yourself in the shoes and kind of like hone into that role. And just the feeling of like putting my hand on a flag draped casket and walking up to the flag draped casket, and being handed the folded flag, like I was just like picturing a wife who actually has to do this and go
Yeah.
through that pain. Like,
Do do
yeah.
you watch any videos, to try and help you get yourself in the right mindset for that beforehand, or how do you get yourself in the mindset to play that character?
No, well, and it was kind of like a last minute. I think I was asked to do it like maybe a week prior.
Hmm.
But I mean, my ex, or the father of my children, I like to call him because it's more positive. Um, he is actually in the military, so I was a military wife.
Gotcha.
And um, so it's just, like you see those things and you hear about those things all the time, and it's always, something that's in the back of your mind. Um, and I am a full-fledged like American, like my God, not even afraid to say it. Like I love America and I love what America stands for.
Hmm.
And so, and like we would not be like, we wouldn't be the land of the free without the brave who
Yeah.
have given the ultimate sacrifice for us and our country. And so like playing that role too is just like it was just another reminder of that like this happens every day.
Yeah.
People actually have to bury their loved ones every day, and the loved ones who have sacrificed for me, for you, for everyone that lives in this country. So yeah, it was an absolutely amazing, very emotional music video to be a part of. I mean, everyone on that set like there was no
Yeah.
dry eyes.
Who's the
So, it is Way Jennings,
Okay.
Waylon Jennings' grandson.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
So
Now I saw you also get to do the video with Post Malone and Blake Shelton.
I'm like, oh, I've like they're all great experiences for different reasons. But that was a freaking cool, like unexpected experience too. Like I came from Washington State where there is no opportunities like this.
You know.
And so moving here, I never ever ever thought that I would be in a Post Malone and Blake Shelton music video. Like even when I started doing music videos, I like never that was just the furthest thing from my mind.
Yeah.
And then it was posted on that Facebook group that they were looking for extras. They didn't say who, they just said for an A-list artist.
Mm.
Um, and
So
so
you
I
show up
said,
on set and you don't know what you're doing or who the artist is?
no. I mean, there was speculation because I'm kind of like the FBI, and so they in the email they sent um with like the call times and stuff, the song name, and so I just searched the song name to like see like what artists like put out or like have a new song, and the audio clips that they had put out for like TikTok and stuff like that, prior to the release of the song, um, showed up, and I was like, A-list artist, this song. So I just assumed that that's who it was going to be, and then when we got there, we found out. I
That's
knew it,
awesome.
but it was so
Now,
cool, so
so
fun.
whenever I was younger, I did background work on several TV shows. And I remember the first show I did on Army Wives, when you first come in the room, they're like, hey, this is a very professional environment. Don't go up and say anything dumb to any of the actors on the set and everything. Basically inclined they really didn't want you really even speaking to them is kind of what they said without saying it.
You are not even in the same room.
Pretty much, and they kind of treat you. I mean, they treat you well. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they handed like all the food and everything. We're very well taken care of. But they're just like, you're here and they're here. Don't mix.
Right.
But I saw you got to meet Post Malone and take a picture with him. So my
Yeah.
point of saying that is like on the music video. How is it? How did you even get to meet him? Take a picture? Did you get to conversate with him at all? Tell me about it.
Yeah. I mean, Post Malone, like, okay, I said this about Chase, but like also Post Malone is he's so nice,
Yeah,
and he's very humble and genuine and so funny. Absolutely hilarious. And he's cracking jokes and left and right. I mean, he definitely was trying to connect with everyone. Like you could tell
awesome.
that he's very appreciative of the life he has, and knows that he has the life he has because of people like us who are fans of his music
Yeah,
and download his music. And so I mean, he definitely tried to kind of connect with everyone. And at one point, like closer to the end of the shoot, which we were there for like almost 9 hours. It was a really
really
long
takes that
shoot.
long,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Video sets like, and there, I mean, you're taking, there's like take after take after take, and they're having you do different things, different areas and different scenes and all these things.
Yeah. Are
And
they
then
are
once
they
the music
catering the
video
event
comes
also?
out, like more than half of it isn't even in the video.
Yeah.
But still, it was so much fun. But all that to say, at one point, someone asked, I think, if we could, get pictures after. And he was like, hell yeah. Like, when we're done, like, I'll totally take some pictures with you guys. And so when all was said and done, he was sitting on those steps that you see in the picture. And really only a few of us lined up to get pictures with him. And the director was like trying to cut it off. He's like, no, like, we don't have time for this. Like, we got to get to the next location. Like, um, almost like he like thought maybe he was saving Post Malone from like having to do this, but
Yeah.
not realizing that Posty was like the one that wanted to.
Yeah.
And so Posty was like, "Oh no," he's like, "We've got plenty of time. Like, I want to do this." Like,
Yeah.
basically, kind of like said, "Whoa, buddy, like back up."
Well, it's
um,
like you said, it's not just him, that it does take an entire group of people to make a music video, and you guys will help enhancing his product, and we also are
mhm.
fans, and it's almost it's genius marketing, especially because if you bring in people who do have a large following to take a picture, next thing you know, you post it, and it's being seen by tens of thousands of people
Yeah.
by who follow you. So it's free marketing for them. I mean, I guess it's kind of not free since they're paying you to be in the shoot, but they're kind of getting their money's worth back from paying, some of the
Right.
background people to be in the shoot.
Right. Yeah. Um, so that was a really cool experience. And um Post Malone is really tall.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Blake Shelton is way taller. He is a giant. Like, he looks tall on TV, but he's like 6'7".
Wow.
He's so tall, and also a very nice guy. He wasn't there for very long. He only had like, I think, one scene to film.
Mm,
Um and well, a couple scenes to film.
yeah,
But then when he was done, he left, and we still had like a bunch of hours left. But I mean, he interacted too, and very nice guy. So
that's awesome. Love hearing that.
yeah, that was a great experience. That's also gotten me, because the pair of boots that I wore in that music video, they're Farini boots.
Ooh, haven't heard of that
Actually,
brand.
hold on.
Ooh, those are cool.
Like one of my favorite boots, favorite color. I actually got it signed by Post Malone.
Oh, nice.
I don't know which boot or where. Um, but I tagged the boot company and just, just cut like out of respect. Like
Mhm.
I wore your boot, like I'll tag you in the photo that I took with Post Malone and like a couple other ones that I posted. Um, and they were like stoked about it.
Awesome.
And which I mean they should be. Like that's cool and that's like cool publicity for them. And so that actually sparked kind of a relationship and a deal with me and them. Um, and I'm obsessed with their boots. Like they are such great quality and they're super comfortable and they're leather bottom. So for
Good
dancing,
dancing.
like
Perfect
that's
dancing.
huge. Um,
That's
so yeah,
the
I
first
mean,
mistake I ever made. I went to I didn't grow up dancing at all. And I just decided in the gym one day 'cause I'd gone to honky tonk a few times and I was like, I'm gonna go buy a pair of cowboy boots. So I go in there and I just buy a cool looking pair, it had the American flag on it and everything. And here I'll grab it real quick.
Erica,
So I go into Boot Barn and I just grab this boot. I mean, is this not cool looking or what? And then you look at the
oh, they're super
bottom.
cool. I was even at the bottom.
Yeah. But you buy this boot and this is a rubber bottom. And so when you go dance, and for anybody who watches this who is looking to buy boots, you do not want to get rubber bottom because they stick to the floor. You can't spin in them. So if you
Yeah.
can get a nice leather bottom shoe, nice leather bottom boot, as Alana was saying, perfect to dance in, perfect to spin in.
Mm-hmm.
But these are great for festivals. So I am going to Country Thunder in a few weeks.
Oh,
And
fun.
so for festivals, we have to walk around a ton, but you still want to have the cool boot look. These are just like tennis shoes. So they're very comfy to
Right.
walk around in.
Yes, comfortability is also huge, especially
Yes.
when you're dancing every weekend. Like, I mean,
A
you can
lot.
find a real cute boot, but if it's not comfortable, you're gonna be dying by the end of the night. And like,
Yes.
so yeah. But needless to say, like through all of this stuff and influencing, and I like, as you can see, well, you can't really see my whole boot collection right there, but
Oh, wow.
like I have like probably almost 40 pairs of boots, and
That's awesome.
I haven't really had to pay for most of them because people are so generous and they want to send you things because they want you to promote their stuff, but like it's actually it's it's genuine to promote their stuff because everything I get sent is just so great. Like
Yeah.
I'm not just pretending that I like something. Like I actually do love everything. I'm so appreciative. Like when someone wants to send me something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what else do you want to do? Is there anything you haven't done yet that you would like to experience?
Oh, um, I don't know if I've got that far. Like,
Just living day to day.
yeah, I mean, I really just kind of love how my life is. I never expected that this would even be my life. I
Mhm.
wasn't trying. So I guess I'm kind of just like rolling with it. And um, I don't know. I mean, I would love to be a lead in an A-list music video someday. Like that would be really cool.
That would be awesome.
Um,
I got a question for you. So, when you do these music videos, how far in advance do they typically give you for these? Because I guess the people who cast these, maybe they just go online and message you. And I guess because I've been to Nashville and I posted videos from it,
mhm.
we've been messaged twice about coming in, but one time it was 2 days notice, and another time it was a week notice, and I was like,
Pretty
hey,
typical.
yeah. They're like, can you be here on Wednesday? And it's Sunday, and I'm just like, guys, I don't even live in Nashville. First off, I need some time to request off from work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty typical.
Okay.
I I don't think I've really ever had like more than a week's notice.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, maybe like 2 weeks. Um, but I think a lot of times it's because like they don't even like I think maybe it like takes that to that point for them to have like their location solidified and like timing and stuff like that. Um, so I mean really I don't know why, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. Obviously living here is makes it a little bit easier for me to do things last minute.
Yeah.
Um, but
Well, because like one of them, there was a great deal, but I'm just like, I gotta travel there. So unless you're covering my travel, I'm basically just breaking even,
yeah.
on the trip there, which I mean, be a great opportunity. But then if I'm breaking even on my trip there, then I'm losing also money at work. So technically, I'm losing money to come up there.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You definitely have to weigh that out. Like, is this worth my travel?
Yeah.
Is this worth my gas? Is this worth like the time I'm gonna miss like with my kids today or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Kind of have to weigh it out. But like even like the Post Malone and Blake Shelton video, I they posted like the day before.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did
That
they
they
get caught? I mean, did they make you sign a contract and everything too?
Yes. Yep. They
Okay.
made you sign a contract, had to
Man,
sign an NDA.
that's
What?
just so quick to have everybody sign all these contracts. I mean, because I mean, I know like the Chase McDaniel one, there was seemed like 100 people in the video to get all those contracts. I could be wrong. Maybe it's
It's fun.
camera
So I think there was 60 of us.
60. Okay.
Um, but like that's like the magic of film is that you can take a small group and make it look like it's like a full room of
Yeah.
people. Um, but I guess they had actually posted it like maybe a couple of weeks prior looking for extras, and then maybe they just didn't have enough or they decided they wanted more. So then
Mm,
they posted again the day before.
gotcha.
Um, and it just worked out for me that I didn't have my kids the next day. And I was like,
So
yeah,
awesome.
why not? And it ended up being a really cool experience and uh, definitely something like like not everyone can say like that they like have gotten to do, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I very much appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's been an
I feel like
absolute.
I was just talking to my friend in my living room,
Yes. I know.
catching up on life.
I know. Well, hopefully, we'll be able to come to Nashville sometime next year after we get past this wedding and everything and
Yeah.
get up there and actually
One
hang
thing
out
at a
in person.
time, and those are expensive.
Yeah, I know. And the kicker part is this guest list thing because we finally got that finalized, sent all the invites, and then you're sitting there and you're like, okay, we've had half the people that we sent invites to RSVP. We have a deadline, to RSVP, but we sent out the invites 3 weeks ago, and half of them have RSVP'd. So now I'm just sitting here wondering, hey, who else is still going to come to this thing? Because, you got to pay X number of dollars if everybody comes, which typically everybody's not going to come. But
Yeah.
I don't know how much more money I'm gonna have to pay out for this thing because I'm waiting for December 1st for everybody to finalize the guest list.
Yeah. That's like the date you said to
Yeah,
RSVP.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you don't ours,
I
because I mean
know.
we
It
have
is.
to.
It's really hard to plan for that.
Well, yeah, because I mean we have to send the money to the wedding venue and tell them, hey, this is what number of people we're bringing and pay them for it. So if you
Yeah.
on RSVP by December 1st, but I'm just like, how many people are gonna put that on a calendar or a fridge or something and remember to RSVP weeks after I've sent it to you?
Right.
Because I
Right.
don't know, I don't know,
Why?
just for me, if I get to something, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. I'm not gonna procrastinate that because
Right.
I'm just gonna forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's like enough notice that if you already don't have something planned on that day, like plan this on that day. Then. Like, let this be the thing you're doing that day and just RSVP, put it in your calendar and
Yeah. Well, I saw a lot of people that I've talked to about this, they said a lot of people it's become like a thing now where people just show up, they don't RSVP and they get the invite and they think they're just invited and they don't go online and RSVP, so they just show up. And well, there's a guard gate at our venue. So, and we're sending out a letter, like we're sending out a very professional card if you don't RSVP. Hey, we're so sorry we missed you. We're not gonna be able to come, unfortunately, due to
Yeah.
us having to finalize the guest list. You're no longer invited or something along those.
That's smart. Yeah, no, that's really smart to send something like that out because, yeah, there definitely people will just show up. I mean, I had that happen too. And granted, that was a very long time ago. And if I could do things over, I would definitely would do things so differently.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
what we told everybody. I mean, we were very fortunate with our wedding venue. The cost wasn't so bad. But some of these other ones, I don't know how people are doing it. And I told everybody, I said, listen, just go get elope. Maybe just have 6 to 10 people at the wedding, and then just go to a venue. If you want to pay 5 or 7 grand for a venue and throw a big party there with some friends, do that. But that'll cut your cost in half right there just doing that.
yeah, yeah, I know. I feel like next time around that would be ideal for me. Obviously, it'll depend on the person I end up with if they've
Mhm.
ever been married or what, like. But I would be down to just have a party and celebrate and
Yeah.
like use the money I'd use on the wedding to like go have an epic honeymoon.
Yep. Yep.
Because that's also something I didn't get. So that's definitely something I want this next go
Yeah.
around.
Well, that's the crazy part because, even for me, like I love investing. So when you can sit there and you can compound, some money and you're sitting there watching, like, okay, I'm spending how much on this? I could put that in the stock market and I could turn that, that 2 grand or
Yeah.
10 grand into X number of dollars and you may spend it for a one day, 4 hour party. Like I don't know.
Oh,
I've only been to a couple weddings. But I never really thought about how long it actually goes on for. And when you start
uh,
looking at all the money and you're like, okay, hold on. This is only going to go on from 4 to 8:30, and you're charging me
so
how
how much an
much?
hour am I paying for this?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. See, that's one thing too that I like look back on is, and I just think that weddings and like they end up being for everyone else. They end up being for the people that are attending, not really for like you. My like everything's a blur. The day goes by so fast, and your wedding planner's like, okay, come here, we gotta do this. Now we gotta go here, and like, and you're taking pictures, and it's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
everything is everything's just such a blur. Like you are hardly even have time to sit down and enjoy the food that you paid $20 a plate for and
$20 a plate.
or whatever. Like,
Yeah, it's even more now.
oh, are you serious? That's what I'm saying. Mine was back in the dinosaur
Oh,
ages.
that was a hilarious part with my father because he was like, "Oh, you should be able to find a DJ for like $300." I said, "Dad, I said everybody we've talked to is no less than 1,500 to play.
Yeah, if you want to get a DJ from Wish,
It's crazy." And then I told him the catering price. Oh, you can find somebody cheaper. I said, no, you can't. And the venue we picked, everything it was like a one-stop shop where the guy there, he's been doing it a long time. So he basically kind of is your wedding planner, but all the food and everything is all through them. So all we had to hire was just a photographer and a DJ, and the DJ we already knew. And
that's
so
nice.
like we just wanted it to be as easy as possible. But that's why I wanted to keep it small. But my mom has such a big family and Emily has a big family. But I said, listen, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna have fun. I want to thank everybody for coming, but I don't want to spend all the time taking pictures, all the time running around, shaking everybody's hands, saying thanks for coming, thanks for coming, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
I'll make a little speech, but I want to have fun. Like I want to
right.
dance with Emily. I want to dance with my friends. I want to let loose and actually just have fun, not
Yeah,
just be so caught up in, making sure I'm saying hello to everybody.
as you should. That is what your wedding should be about.
Yep.
It should be about you two, and everyone else is just they're just there.
Hmm. I agree.
You want them to have fun too, obviously, but like it's your day.
Yeah, but I like to dance, and I don't think my mom's family really dances.
Well, they can
So
just have fun with the show.
yes, we'll have some drinks for them, and they can sit around and talk and have a
Yeah,
good time.
yeah. They'll enjoy it. So
Yep. All right. Well, this has been an absolute blast.
yeah,
It's
thank
good to finally
you.
talk to you.
I know, yeah. It's great to like kind of get to know like the personal stuff, the actual like human stuff, not the influencer stuff.
Yeah, not just that 15-second clip online.
Right. Yeah. Because we are real people. We have real
Yes.
lives and we're going through our own shiz.
Yep. All right.
So,
Well, I'll talk to you very soon.
okay. Bye, Donnie.
Bye.